Hey everybody, my name is Jeffrey Bernstein, and I am so honored to be considered as one of the next board candidates. Let me share a little bit about myself. I am 42 years old, a queer non-binary Jewish parent to early elementary aged boy-girl twins. I'm married to my wonderful husband of 18 years, Brian, and we live in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. So, I have been involved with the National At-Home Dad organization now for roughly 6 years. I started pretty much as a quiet observer, taking it all in, and eventually became a pretty loud and proud participant. My journey with the network truly began, though, when I was invited to my first con in 2021. It was virtual, it was on the scholarship, and I was so honored, and it was so much fun. That experience hooked me, let me tell you. Now, I returned the following year as an invited guest to lead a breakout session, ironically on nail painting, even though I am completely naked right now. And the connections that I made with some of the participants were just incredible, and it was awesome. But that experience alone wasn't enough. It was something different, that experience, that made me realize that I found home. Later that year, I was invited to deliver a keynote at the following DadCon in 2023. It was on gender equality and how dads can be advocates on their own platforms. The acceptance that I had received with open arms was monumental. It was incredible. I got the opportunity to connect with so many of the dads, so many of you. And that moment really solidified my desire to seek ways that I can connect better with the organization. I believe that I'm uniquely qualified for this role for several reasons. Professionally, I have 20 years of experience as a food scientist and marketer, which has equipped me with expensive business acumen. This experience will help ensure that we're effectively using our platforms, that we're engaging and maximizing our reach. Additionally, my organizational skills and ability to leverage technology are assets I believe will greatly benefit our organization. And as many of you know, I'm a huge proponent of diversity, and I absolutely believe that that recognition alone is our strength. If I'm honored to be part of the next generation of board members, I promise to be a voice for all folks, ensuring that even the most marginalized of us are heard. I'm committed to learning and growing, and I'm not afraid to be called out. Many of you know this and have watched me do this. This is how we craft and mold the tomorrow that we all need and want. Lastly, my vision for the board and for tomorrow is one where all of us see one another as the diverse group of parents that we are. We each bring experiences that can help educate, comfort, and support one another. I want us to ask thoughtful questions about our experiences, to listen, to learn, and to see one another as the village that so many of us need. Together, let's help pave the way for a community where all dads belong, and we can find support, connection, and community. Thank you for considering me as a new board member, and let's build this
Hi, my name is Joshua Burnson, and I'm thrilled to be nominated for the board of directors for the National At-Home Dad Network. A little bit about my family background. I'm obviously a stay-at-home dad. I have 3 kids. My daughter, Aretta, who is 16, my son, Jeremiah, who's 10, and my son, Jacob, who's 5. And Jacob happens to be on the autism spectrum. So with all of their different activities, we stay pretty busy. My wife, Amber, and I manage our busy lives with a lot of love and teamwork. I became a stay-at-home dad in 2010 when we moved to Florida from Indiana. I had a job lined up, but the cost of childcare was going to take up basically my entire paycheck. So we decided that I was going to stay at home at that point in time. I did go back into the workforce for about 2 years in between 2010 and now, but I ended up actually quitting my job to become an at-home dad intentionally at that point in time, because we realized that quality of life was a lot better when I was at home and being able to manage things here, and our kids definitely thrive because of our situation. I found the National At-Home Dad Network when I was looking for community and have been an active participant ever since. I've benefited greatly from the support and camaraderie that I've gotten from this group. Some of the things I do for the network already, I put together and distribute our newsletter every month. Social media posts, I am part of that team. We do have several people that work on that, but I'm the one that usually schedules it out and submits it and has it posted to the different networks. Also last year at Home DadCon, the one that was up in Milwaukee, I ran all of the sound in the main ballroom. So I lent my services for the technical side of things. Also, during the pandemic, at that point in time, I was homeschooling my kids, and I had been doing so for a couple years already. So I actually was on one of Matt Strain's webinar series and was able to give a talk on homeschooling that hopefully people found helpful. Outside of the network, I'm very involved in my kids' school. I run my son's local chapter of the All Pro Dads program. If you're not familiar with that, that is a great program. I was also actually won the Volunteer of the Year award at my son's school. So I try to volunteer there as much as possible. It's convenient because it's actually only a block away from my house, so I can actually walk there. But yeah, it's good. I think that my experience in organization and special needs advocacy makes me a strong candidate for the board of directors. So I just want to thank you for considering me. I'm excited about the opportunity to contribute to our community and support fellow at-home dads. So
Hello, how y'all doing? My name is Orvis Brett King, and I'm going to be running for the board for the National At Home Dad Network. And why I want to be on the board is because I want to emphasize and expand on family, the foundation. We are all a family. We have our separate families, but as a brotherhood, we are family. And I want us to expand upon what I like to call dad law, advice that provides for the questions that I've seen in the Facebook group, the different channels on Discord, in the Dad Lounge, which I run for the National At Home Dad Network, questions and advice and mentorship, which is provided here in our organization. But in the book club, which I regularly attend, I also attend the Dad's Gotta Talk mental health check-in. But as for mentorship, I want to see that expanded. I want to see where we get back to our basics, learning how to be a dad, the things that come as you continue to be a dad, and so much more. I will be a valuable asset for the board. And with your vote, I truly do believe that not making a change, because we're already doing that, but I want to expand on the change and help it grow forward as we move forward in 2024 and beyond. So I just want to say thank you for your time, and I'll be looking forward to
Hi,
you voting for
I'm
me.
Nick Hargis. I'm an introvert, so you might not know me well. Nevertheless, I bring unique traits and skills as a nominee. Even though I usually won't start a conversation with a stranger, I have found a lifeline in this network. I joined the National At Home Dad Network in 2016. I was an isolated dad looking for other people like me, a full time stay at home dad. At the time, my wife and I had two children. Now we have three kids 11 and under, including a feral 4-year old. My first Home Dad Con was in 2019 in Minneapolis. I have attended every year since. Over the years, I've become more involved with the network. My journey began by moderating some network adjacent online mental health groups. I insisted in advocating for continuing mental health support breakouts at Home Dad Con. I served on the Home Dad Con planning committee for both Phoenix and St. Louis. I am currently the speaker liaison for Home Dad Con St. Louis as well. As a Discord admin, I refine the onboarding process for new members. I have also been a Brian Dixon Scholarship Committee member for 3 years and took over the committee chair this past November. Before becoming an at-home parent, I worked as a special education teacher, where clear communication, goal setting, and accountability were essential. My vision for the network is to sustain stability and foster intentional efficiency. My primary goal for the board is to cultivate a culture of documentation. I plan to achieve this by leading documentation initiatives. I plan to encourage collaboration to contribute everyone's expertise to creating process guides. Expanding the collection of step-by-step instructions ensures consistency across the board. Process guides provide clear instructions and launch board members into new roles. For those who don't know, Keith and Matt will be entering the last year of their second 3-year term. Thank you both for your dedication to this organization. It will be crucial to the stability of the network to ensure a smooth transition. The National At Home Dad Network has fostered my growth as a person and a parent. I want the network to continue empowering others to thrive. I want to amplify the experience of people who have joined the National At Home Dad Network. That's what I am striving for if I am elected to the board. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Danny Mercer, and I'm up for re-election for the Board of Directors for the National At Home Dad Network. I've been with the network since January of 2015. I have 4 kids, and I've been a stay-at-home dad for 14 years. Since I started with the board, I've been working on keeping up our weekly mental health support groups. I also co-host the podcast and been very active as the committee chair for the Facebook moderation page, which also leads kind of into our DEI committee in many ways. My goal for the next 3 years is going to be continue growing our community, whether that's in our No Dad Alone campaign with other fathering organizations, or what I feel is even more important is that personal relationship we get from things like the convention. I have a lot of plans for things that I want to do. A lot of them will keep going if I don't make it on the board, but I think this is the best place for me for the next 3 years. I hope I get your vote, and I thank you for your time.
Hi guys, this is Dave Pedance. I'm running for the board this year because I want to help more dads like me find and get plugged into our network. If I'm elected, I'd be all about outreach because I know that there are dads like me out there who have never heard of us. And I think every at-home dad, and really any dad who would consider staying at home with the kids, should know that we exist. I'd love to help with our external communications, with our social media, with the podcast, anything that helps to raise our profile nationally and bring more people in. I also want to help more dads in our network who maybe haven't been to a convention yet and are lurking on the outskirts of the Facebook group, like I do most of the time, and find intentional ways to get them connected to someone. I love the partnership with City Dads Group that we're doing this year, and I want to help do more things like that. I think that every member of our network who is in Southern California, for example, should know that I exist and that I want to hang out. I've benefited most from this organization because I've been able to connect with individuals who I vibe with, and I think our network has the potential to promote more of that kind of thing happening at the local level. In my former life as an aerospace engineer and a project manager, I was known for my organizational skills, my communication skills, my professionalism, and those are the characteristics that I bring to everything that I do, whether it's Little League Baseball, the PTA, or hopefully the National At Home Dad Network. I also do some writing and podcasting on the side these days, and I'd love to keep doing those things in my capacity as a board member. And that's all I got. Thank you.
Hello. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Dale Van Vlera. I've been a stay-at-home dad for nearly 6 years to my 3 boys, ages 15, 8, and 4. I've been a part of the National At Home Dad Network's Facebook page since 2021, but became a member and got more involved with the organization at the beginning of last year. This year will be my second Home Dad Con, and I'm really looking forward to seeing those of you I have met, meeting those of you I haven't met, gaining even more professional development that I can use in my everyday life, and the general brotherhood of fatherhood. I want to be on the board so that I can give back and give any help possible to an organization and a group of fellow fathers that has given me so much. I'm currently the volunteer coordinator for the organization, monthly contributor to the newsletter, the facilitator of the Friday night Dad's Gotta Talk mental health support group, an admin for our Facebook page, a lifetime member of the organization, and I have served on 2 of the boards of directors within my homeowners association for the past 2 years. While sitting on these HOA boards, I have dealt with making difficult decisions that affect my community, and I have never been afraid to question things that I feel won't benefit the community. I would bring that same experience to the board of the National At Home Dad Network if I were elected. If elected, I would really like to help us continue to grow our social media and online presence even further so that we can reach as many people as possible, especially those stay-at-home dads who are looking for a place where they will be understood and welcomed. I also want to continue growing the community of fathers who partake of the Dad's Gotta Talk mental health support group. I think mental health is something that a lot of dads have problems talking about, and I would like to continue to make it less of a stigma to reach out for support. I also think a lot of stay-at-home dads can't find local dads groups, and even finding mom groups in less populated areas is difficult. Expanding our digital footprint could help more stay-at-home dads, especially those from less populated areas, find a brotherhood and possibly a dads group in their area that they didn't even know existed. This, paired with really pushing Dad's Gotta Talk, would help stay-at-home dads feel less isolated and alone. I hope that you will give me the chance to be on the board and continue the great work that the organization is doing. Thank you.